Hey, Lemon Slush. Wanted to do a quick knife collection overview. Let's start here by going over my Enduras. Really like these guys, really like wave knives. This is the Matriarch 2. Don't really carry it, but I really like the blade shape, so I figured I'd pick one up. The black blade's also really cool. Held the stainless steel, or the uncoated blade rather, at the Spyderco store in Golden. And I found this one opened up faster. You would think with the coating it wouldn't flick open as fast. Who knows? Sorry. This is the Spider Edge Endura 4. Got this off eBay. I think they stopped making the Spider Edge like 4 years ago, at least. Quite a while. Love Spider Edges. Man, these things cut awesome. You can go through any material. This is probably one of my most carried knives. Just again, a regular Endura 4 with the wave, but I threw the full flat grind handle scales on here, paramilitary clip, and have this had so long, so much use, the tips rounded. Definitely taking a bunch of steel off the blade. Like I said, I had this carried this for a really long time. Paramilitary 2. Ganzo, I think this is the G702. 704, my bad. Really like this. This is a Benchmade kind of copy. The axis lock on these, it's really not that bad. A lot of people say they're really stiff. If you compare it to something like a manix, the manix locks are much harder to use, especially one-handed. I don't have a problem with this. Sure, it's not as good as your average Benchmade lock, but I mean, there's no blade play, up, down. It flicks open nice, closes easily. $17. I really, really like. I really like Ganzo knives. I really like these. You know, I recommend them to anybody who's just looking for a very inexpensive knife that's, you know, outstanding quality. This is a mini onslaught with the limited number. What is it? 198 out of 200. Got the green G10 D2 blade. I like the clip on it. So like, oh, such shiny. I don't carry this one all that much. It's kind of fat, I find, like fat this way, but still a cool knife. Blue persistence. Got this as a gift. My Benchmade 42. Can't really flip it for you because there's a big stand here. But this is the 154 CM version of it. Close that. See what we got. I actually just got this today. This is a Sanran Moo. See if I can get the number. Maybe it doesn't even have it on the package. I literally just unopened it. But this thing's pretty cool. I think I paid $12 for it. It's got anodized aluminum handles. It's got a little plastic back spacer. The clip makes it ride really well in the pocket. This is a bottle opener, so that's fun. The way that they did the handle design, you do get to use almost all of it, which is cool. I mean, if you compare it to, let's say, this knife, which is a Benchmade 904, they're similar in size. Maybe the Sanran Moo's, I call that at best in half, but it's more likely a quarter of an inch smaller. But what they did here is they made this, I don't even know what you call it, this bump, this finger groove too far down, so you can't even use the whole grip without making it awkward. I mean, I really like this knife. It's a great knife, especially for blade size to handle ratio. But this thing, it's hard to flip with the camera stand in the way, but this thing's great. 12 bucks. This thing's excellent. Ton of belly. Came super sharp. The axis lock is definitely better than any of the Ganzos. Well, I will say that without a doubt. I took these apart. This is a Ganzo as well. I took the Ganzos apart, and the problem with the lock, it's not that the lock has a really tight spring. That's actually not the case. It's the fact that you have such little real estate to get your finger on the tab compared to the two. I mean, it's almost flush with the handle. So you're using the very, very point of your finger or your thumb to try to actuate it, where you don't have a lot of strength there. Meanwhile, the middle of your thumb pad, you have much more strength in opening and closing that lock. So if they made these scales thinner, these things would be, you know, even better than they are. I cut around the G10 on this one just a bit. And I also sanded down the scales here so I could get to the thumb stud easier. But very cool. Like I said, I just got it today. Super sharp, and I'm gonna probably carry it this weekend. This is a Schrade Viper. I always wanted an OTF knife that I could carry, and this is totally legal, which is excellent. Deep carry pocket clip. It really does hide in your pocket. It's a great clip. Fortunately, it's not super easy to pull out. Not the end of the world. The glass breaker, I think it's like carbon steel. That's what it feels like. It's unfinished. I've never broken glass with it, but I use it to open bottles on occasion. But I mean, that's pretty cool. For $40, I had to get one fun to play with. Again, Benchmade 904 striker. This is a pre-production run as well. Number 666. Great knife. I mean, for its size, you can actually beat it up pretty well. Zero tolerance, 0.450 through a 560 pocket clip on there. Probably the fastest firing flipper I've ever used. This is a Zhugang, Kaiser Zhugang rather. Awesome knife. Probably one of my favorite, just fondling knives. You can open it. You can open it. You can do the flipper. You can open it with the thumb studs. You can spider drop it, and the last option, the opening option I found is, so when this is in your pocket, it's gonna look like this, right? And when you grab it, your hand, it's pretty much going to be here, and then you move it down, and then you actuate it this way. But let's say you open it out of your pocket like this, your thumb can go right on that hole, and then similar to like a Medford Praetorian, you can slide down right in that groove, and then it opens the blade nice and easy for you. Now you can't flick it from here, but you can easily open it up without a problem. So that I found cool. I also anodized the clip. I'll show, kind of losing light here, but it's very light blue. But I didn't want to anodize the whole scales just because if I did, I'd have to sand it down a tad. Because this color that they anodize it with is later in the voltage scale, so I'd have to actually remove it all before I could add a lighter color, and I probably would go with a nice blue. But I did take some of the finish off this clip, and I didn't want to do it all the way. I actually kind of almost wanted to look like it was half kind of like blurred in with the blue and the goldish tan. So maybe someday if I get bored, but for now I'll keep it because again it has a really nice texture to it that I didn't want to lose. So this is a ZT452 CF. Great knife, nice and light, huge blade, awesome action. This one I just anodized the other day. So it kind of looks just regular matte gray, but it's actually like a skyish gray or a skyish blue. And what I did is after I anodized it, I went over and I buffed the high spots, and I did it so you could get this nice, and I hope it comes across, this nice like rainbowy purpley gold fun finish to it. And I wanted it, and I dipped it at an angle so it's kind of like more blue than it fades to like a purple. But it's good because in the pocket it just looks like, well, you can't really see it because it's deep carry, but at a distance it just looks like a grayish, muted color. But when you get up close, and I hope I can see this, need more light here. It has this fun, it's almost like a little like hidden surprise, it's like, oh, is that just gray? Oh no, it's totally these fun colors when you get it up close. I don't know. It's really hard to pick it up. I need more light in here. In any event, cool knife. Don't carry this as much, but maybe I'll carry it a little more with the anodization I threw on it. This I've been carrying more than any knife recently. This is the knife I wish Benchmade made. It's basically the Ganzo version of a Griptilian, and it's got steel liners, which if you own a Griptilian, it's either all G10 now or plastic, and you only get metal to about here. So this thing is pretty beefy. It's pretty strong. I feel like I can, do harder work with it. The axis lock on it's excellent. I mean, this is just about the same as a regular Benchmade for me. Granted, I did need to break it in a little bit and to get over that flush handle with the button issue. I see if I can get it close. I cut out around here, so it really is much better. And I didn't even remove that much material. It's just a little bit was required, and then it's better. But I also find that these these great textured G10 handles. It has like this curve to it. So it is a little bit higher here, but the good part is it's thinner here. Whereas this guy, it's, you know, just a brick. It's like flat across. So you can get to the thumb stud better. It doesn't pinch your hand between the thumb stud and the scales, kind of like the blue one does. Through a little wave here. Unfortunately, I didn't. My polish bits were just a tad too big, so I could only do a polish on the top of the blade. I just need to buy another one, and so I could finish getting inside of there. But other than that, I love it. And I threw a Adamus clip on here because it has the same pattern as the regular Griptilian, go figure. But this thing is awesome. I got a Benchmade 908 recently to, you know, because I wanted basically the bigger brother for this. And I returned it because out of the box, this had better lockup. Up, down, left, right, side to side play was almost non-existent, whereas the Benchmade had it. The Benchmade didn't open up as well. It didn't flick open as well. And the lock would stick on the Benchmade. And I'm like, this thing is, you know, $160. This thing was 17 bucks. Sure, the blade steel is 440C compared to 154 cm. But I don't know about you guys. I pretty much get home at the end of the day and I can sharpen my knife if I was using it enough. And if you're going camping and you do take something like this with you, you can always bring a small stone if you're really worried about it getting dull. But it really hasn't gotten dull too quickly on me, and it's super sharp. I put this on my triangle sharp maker, and it's been fantastic. I couldn't believe how easy it was to sharpen and how well it's held an edge. They must do a really good job heat treating it or something. So that's these guys. Then I got my SE4 here, and again, these are knives in my collection I carry. So anything in this box, I'd be taking out with me. Now, one thing with this thing is it's because of the sheath, you really can in waistband carry it, and I don't like carrying any of my fixed blades unless I'm hiking, you know, or on a farm or something like that. And I don't go to farms, so if I'm you know, actually taking this out in the real world, so to speak, it's going to be in waistband for me. And SE, they do it right with their sheaths. I wish other companies didn't, you know, give you this leather sheath. This, you know, to me, it kind of seems like this old timey kind of sheath that is just going to stick out and everybody, when I'm walking around, can see it. So with all these, you know, I can hide them, especially with these Zulas. They're super thin, you know, right in your pocket. I have a couple of sets of micarta. I took them all off because I figured it's thinner, and the micarta, it tends to like sweat, and when you sweat it, then it smells bad and you gotta wash it and it's gross. But I've done a pretty decent amount of work with this, sharpened a bunch. You can see the tip's gone downhill a little. I don't do a ton of batoning with my knives. I have a couple of specific knives that I just leave by my indoor fireplace, but if I'm, you know, I'm out camping or hiking, that's what twigs and small sticks are for starting fires. So these two Azulas are actually my wife's. These two are hers. This knife's hers as well. A little dragonfly, and the purple Griptilian and the purple Delica. The dragonfly is probably my most carried, or just general best EDC knife I would suggest. We said, hey, looking for a great knife that's not too big and I can do anything with it, probably this. I mean, I haven't found something that this little tiny knife can't do. You get a full grip in your hand with the serrated edge. You can go through thick, you know, zip ties or those stupid packages, you know, computer pieces come in, or pretty much anything. Like, I have not found something where I've gone, you know what, crap, I need a 4-inch blade to go through this. I just love this thing, and it's, you know, it doesn't rust, weighs almost nothing. You can wear it with gym shorts, you know, whatever. It's excellent. This is a firecracker, and all my friends kind of gave me a hard time about it because they said, oh, it's a piece of junk, it's going to break. This thing has not failed on me once, and it was $20. And all my friends now own this knife because it is just so much fun. It flips right in your pocket. Don't even notice it's there. I don't really carry it, but could if I want to, I suppose, or not. I don't know. Benchmade 51 Morpho, cool little knife. It's actually probably one of the best EDC-able Balisongs, just because it's so light. It's got a great clip. Love that spring latch. By no means am I an excellent flipper, so I won't be offended if you don't like me putting that away. So that's just a couple, list of jewelry knives. There's a flash one in there. Also, as an added treat, I got this in the mail today. So let's take a look and see what it is. Let's open up our new knife that we got today and the knife we're getting today. Oh, it's a Spyderco. Spyderco something. Manix 2. What is this GTD? Oh, new to me. Hot off the presses. Spyderco Manix 2 XL with EDC edition with moonglow handles. This is surprisingly lit. I own the Manix lightweight, and I was like, whoa, this thing's super lightweight. And I actually sold it just because it was like a giant cell phone. I mean, look how wide this friggin' thing is. But I had to get this moonglow one. And I'll be honest, my wife just like, she got sick of me talking about and saying, oh man, I wish that thing was small, and she just bought it for me. So what a doll, what a doll. But this thing's pretty cool. Will I carry it? I have no idea. Will I shine my flashlight on it a bunch and then leave it on my nightstand for a couple nights? You bet I will. Then it'll probably get sold, or I'll just leave it in the safe and sell it on eBay later. But I got it now, and it's cool. Again, very light. I was really surprised how light this thing was. Held the Manix steel, owned the lightweight one. Still feels really light. I'm really surprised. Nice big blade. Cool knife. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at some of my knives. And yeah. Oh yeah. And if you have any questions about my super cheap case, I'm more than happy to answer that as well. Thanks for watching, and take care.